Hi there, Lowell Edwards, the province, the video edition of the fifth quarter for Friday afternoon, the day before the BC Lions play the Calgary Stampeders in a 4-point game at BC Place Stadium, 6 o'clock on Saturday night. The Lions finishing up their walkthrough, their 2-week preparation, I guess, and with the final walkthrough at the stadium. Lots of activity there this morning. The Lions, of course, honoring some of their past. Willie Fleming was at the stadium today. Jason Claremont was at the stadium today. So was Carl Kidd, one of the great linebackers of the past. Kidd speaking to the team before they went out to their walkthrough, talked about what it means to be BC Lion. Judging by some of the reaction he got from some of the players who came up to speak to him afterwards, obviously he had something of great relevance to say. Dennis Skulski on the Team 1040 went over some old ground and didn't say anything really new, but certainly got the attention of some people when he said that there was certainly an interest on his part and maybe some of his colleagues around town to take an ownership position in the BC Lions someday, should David Braley decide to sell. And if anybody's going to sell the team before the 2014 Grey Cup, you'd think it would be a group that Dennis Skulski would be involved in. If we're going to find it, we'll probably be the last to know, because the Lions today also started or engaged in a new partnership arrangement. McMillan LLP, of a law firm in town, is now a sponsor of the football team as well. So no doubt they'll be probably doing a little lawyer work in the future. But of course, the story is on the field. Mike Benavides, of course, was asked quite a bit about the Stampeders, talked a lot about John Cornish and how the Lions have to stop him. But of course, stopping that Calgary offense is a lot more than stopping Cornish, of course, and it remains to be seen whether or not that can be done. I guess the news today, if you didn't read the paper this morning, was that the Lions have released Hugh O'Neill, and the sort of talk of question asked of Mike Benavides is who would replace O'Neill as on the roster. Well, technically it's Steve Middleton, but what happens if Paul McCallum is injured in a game, because the Lions would not have another kicker on the roster during a game. Kyle Jones, a special teamer who did some field goal work for the Argonauts, was cited by Benavides as being one option, and so too is Thomas DeMarco, the backup quarterback. DeMarco, of course, has done some punting, or did so in college. So the Lions feel that they're okay as well. The Stampeders making 3 or 4 changes for their lineup. John Hufnagel is actually replacing all 4 of the guys that he has coming in on in the roster for Saturday night. All their last names start with the letter H. I don't know what that means, but I'm just saying it's Jonathan Hafney, Jeff Hecht, Kevin Huntley, and Tim Hawthorne are the 4 players that are new to the lineup on Saturday. The lineup for the Lions is basically unchanged, with Nick Moore coming back after missing last week, in addition to Steve Middleton, of course, and the O'Neill move. Lots to read in the newspaper on Friday. Get a chance, look at it. Please check us out at theprovince.com, or pick up a copy, better still. Ed Willis has a piece on the Cornish-Andrew Harris rivalry. Angus Reid talks about the Lions as a brand, and actually compares the Lions to the Dallas Cowboys of all teams. Interesting reading there as well. And last but not least, don't forget to drop on by here at theprovince.com or provincesports.com. 12 noon on Saturday. We'll take your questions and talk Lions and Stampeders and CFL and anything else you'd like to talk to in advance of a pretty big football game, a real statement game for the Lions on Saturday. That's the fifth quarter.